she's like Diet Leah Michelle, so.
She's Diet Leah Michelle?
Yeah,
What's
no.
Diet Leah Michelle?
No, you know what? It goes like this. There's Idina Menzel, there's Idina Menzel Diet, which is Leah Michelle, and then there's Idina Menzel's Zero, which is Colleen Ballinger.
Oh my God. Whole nother world, a different dimension.
I thought you were singing A Whole New World and getting the words wrong.
It would be into the light, kiss me.
Kevin, that's an old song. Why is that stuck in your head?
Because of what the government's told us just
Oh,
this
that's
week.
right. I forgot about that, just like everybody else in the country.
Yeah, everyone forgot. Nobody cares. The government's just like, yep, aliens are real. And everyone's like, okay, cool. What about this economy?
I know, right? Let's tackle the problems down here on Earth first. Welcome back to Fruity Cereal. Kevin, can you believe we've been doing this for a full year?
We've been doing this for a whole year.
You've got 52 weeks of Fruity Cereal goodness.
What's it been like? I think it's been like 50.
It's close to 50 because we did take 2 hiatuses.
Well, I think we took more than 2. I think we took like 2 weeks off in a row.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did do something like that.
I know it's the 50th episode. I know, Pod Daddy. It's the 50th episode. I'm well aware, but
isn't that appropriate? 50th episode, and it equates to the 1 year.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's a good thing we took those weeks off, so now these two coincide.
Yeah, so you're welcome for those absences that we took.
Yeah,
it was all part of the Grand Master Plan. Oh my goodness, Kevin! I cannot believe we've been doing this for a year. It feels like we just started almost.
Kind of, almost, yeah.
It's been simultaneously went by way too quickly and is also dragged on. Especially with the last month that I've had, it feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, truly, you have had a month.
I have had a month and a half. Let's talk. Anyway, welcome back to Fruity Cereal. I hope you're having a fabulous Fruity Monday. And Kevin hopes.
Are you having a fabulous Fruity Monday, Connor?
I am. I went to a pool party today.
Well, I guess I should ask you fabulous Fruity Saturday because that's when we're. But anyway, yeah, you went to a pool party, but you said that you had to pay to go to it, though.
Well, that's to pay for the food and the booze. You know, it's like I didn't mind doing that.
So it's kind of okay, but you were invited to this.
I was invited, yes,
by friends.
Yes.
Did you have do you have sexy time?
No, Kevin, no.
Oh.
What the fuck?
What?
This is a pool party with friends. Why? Never mind. Oh God! Now I'm upset with you.
What? What did I do? What did I say?
Yeah. What do you? Never mind. You know what you said. Anyway,
Connor, you're from New York, okay? This shouldn't be shocking to you.
What? It's shocking that you would ask that.
Okay, but I'm out here in North Carolina, and you're out here in New York. You should be more used to that kind of shit than me.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Kevin, I don't want to wish you a happy raspberry cake day anymore. Okay, I hope you don't have happy raspberry cake day.
Raspberry cake day for the birthday of Fruity Cereal. Happy birthday, Fruity Cereal. You get some fruity cakes.
Oh God. So if we're going to be like technical and like to the minute, our 1 year anniversary was on July 25th. That is 1 year ago.
Okay, yeah, but like it's been a year since we
exactly. Yeah, no, we weren't gonna do like a live stream or anything for the 1 year. So
live stream. Oh my God, Connor, who do you think we are?
Yeah, no, we can barely make it to our pre-appointed recording sessions on time. I didn't think we could commit to a live stream.
Well, even if we could, like, what would happen? What do you think would happen? Do you think we're Las Culturistas? Like, we can't pull that shit off.
Not at all. But still, I am very grateful that we made it to 1 year. And I'm grateful for the people that hop in our comments and say nice things. Although somebody did make fun of your hat last week. Did you see that?
Was that you? You made fun of my hat.
No, I made fun of your hat because I'm your co-host. Somebody in the live chat on the premiere said, like, first time jumping into the chat, Kevin, I hate the hat. You didn't see, watch the video and click replay live
I
chat.
did not read the comments of the live chat.
Yeah, it was the first time somebody actually did leave a comment, and it was about your
the first time someone left a comment. Yay.
Oh god, shut up. Oh my goodness.
That makes me sad.
Anyway.
Yeah. Mood.
So Kevin, I want to ask you, in regards to 1 year of Fruity Cereal, just off the top of your head, can you remember the name of our very first episode?
The first episode was called Leah Michelle's Turning My Dinosaurs Gay.
Congratulations, you did get it. Oh my god, I can't believe you actually remembered that.
Of course, I'm usually the one that comes up with the titles.
Okay then, fine. I guess I'm just here for the ride.
I come up with the titles. I make the thumbnails.
Congratulations. Kevin came up with the banger, Connor's Frozen Adventure.
I liked that title, Connor's
yes,
Frozen
you
Adventure.
did.
And I love that thumbnail too. I love that thumbnail. I love
all the thumbnails that Kevin has made. That's another thing. Like, let's give a nice warm round of applause for Kevin consistently making thumbnails for us every freaking week. Like, this guy's churning out talent, and I'm here just making him feel bad about himself. So thank you, Kevin, for making those thumbnails. They always
thank you for actually complimenting me and not like a weird you look
backhanded way.
Yeah, in a weird backhanded way. Like last week you gave me one. I don't remember what exactly you said.
Something about your hat.
Yeah, something about like me looking like gay Rango or something.
You look like gay Rango, yeah.
Yeah.
You look like the VHS cover for Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, which it's like, okay, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know.
You shouldn't.
I mean, do you think that what's the name of the main character of that movie? It was like Rip something?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, do you think he would be a Barbie girl?
Probably. Kevin, we're all Barbie girls.
We are all Barbie girls.
Yes.
Have
you noticed this trend that was popping up on TikTok of primarily girls pulling out their old Barbies and like showing like, this is what's walking around Barbie land right now, and it's like this like horribly deformed like it's like a head on two legs. And one girl was
I have not seen this.
Oh my god, no. One girl, it was a black girl. She said, I didn't have a black Barbie growing up, so I took a white Barbie and I colored in her face with brown marker.
No! No! Blackface Barbie!
Oh no, Barbie's just walking around Barbie land in blackface.
Oh my god, blackface Barbie!
And I was like, this is incredible.
I'm glad that you clarified that this person was black themselves, okay? Because otherwise, like, that would be really bad.
It's just like, I really, really condemned her to a hell on earth in Barbie land.
Colleen Ballinger Barbie.
Stop. Did you see the other Colleen Ballinger TikTok I sent you last night?
I don't. Last night? Oh, I wasn't checking my messages last night. I was
okay. It's another one of those like horror RPG things.
Okay. Wait, is it the one where she takes you into her house?
Yes.
And the basement? Yeah, okay, yeah. I've seen that one. That one was so that was even scarier than the one
even
before.
Worse.
Like whoever is making these, they should actually get into making get into making horror games.
100%. I would play them.
Like, yeah, like I don't remember what your name is, my guy, but you know, you definitely should get into actually making some actual indie horror games, because like you would give Scott Cawthon a run for his money.
Right? Get you a house at Hollywood Horror Nights. Colleen Ballinger with the ukulele.
Colleen Ballinger Horror House. Toxic gossip. Are you a virgin?
What's your favorite position? God
Here's my underwear.
Ew, Lord. Anyway, Kevin, I forgot there was more stuff I wanted to talk about for the 1 year anniversary, but I just like, I can't. Can you remember a topic that like you really enjoyed talking about while we were doing the show? Like something that like really sticks in your mind?
I really liked it when we talked about George Santos. I miss George Santos. I miss him being in the cultural zeitgeist, because like he's a fun villain. Where is that Ryan Murphy show starring Nelson Franklin? Where is it? Ryan, get to it. Nelson Franklin's right there. Cast him in the role. Get to it, Ryan.
Oh my god, that entire episode was literally just called George Santos.
Yeah,
Like, that's how
we
much
just called the
confidence.
episode George Santos because it's and it because like here's the thing, I was not gonna fool anybody. I was like, we're talking about George Santos in this episode. Like
Yeah,
he's here, he's queer. We're gonna get into it.
right. Do you remember any specific guest that you had the most fun with or was most memorable for you? I don't want to like play favorites, but like I think
I
we all
don't.
both have one or
I
two.
mean, I I really like. Okay,
I would think your favorite is Tony Cannoli, but
I mean, well, to be fair, he's the only guest we had where
we had him on twice.
we had him on twice. He's the only recurring. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, everyone send Tony some good wishes, right? Well wishes right now,
Oh,
because he's sick right now. He's in the. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with him. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he is in the hospital right now.
oh shit.
He's
Okay.
recovering from something. Yeah, I'm not 100. He might be better by now too. I haven't checked Instagram yet.
Mm,
So I'm not 100% sure, but you know what? Just send him well wishes anyway.
that would be nice. Yeah.
Anyway, I did really like. You know what? I did like talking about the Little Mermaid with Tony.
Despite all the technical issues.
Despite all the technical issues, yes, there was a lot of those. I really like the way that you and him hit it off so well. Like you two have a lot in common.
Yeah, but not enough in common for him to want to go see Once Upon a One more time with me.
Are you in his DMs, Connor?
I was.
No, but like, has he accepted your DM request though?
No.
Okay, so he might not have seen that because that's the way it works. Like, you got to get like through the DMs and stuff. Like, honestly,
He
here's
asked
like,
who wants to see it with me, and I said me.
I know but
Bitch.
maybe he did see it with someone though, and I don't remember who. One of
It
his
was
other
a
friends.
female. I don't know.
Yeah, yes, it was a female, and
I hate that
and
town.
maybe like like she answered first. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't gotta like her.
Okay, Connor, don't be.
I'll still see him on the cruise. I'll give him a piece of mind back then.
Yeah. Okay. We're still doing that cruise?
I would still like to. Yes.
Okay. I really want to do that cruise too.
Okay. Good.
Cruise too.
Any other guests that you were thinking about?
I really liked having Brielle and Gerlin on. They were super cool.
They were fun. They were absolutely fun.
They were fun. Sammy J, I just,
she's become a meme.
She's a meme now. I love how she's like a meme on our podcast. I told her that. I let her know that she is a meme.
Good.
So Sammy, if you're listening, you're our meme. Like
when we mentioned Sammy Joe, Harry Styles has entered the chat.
Harry Styles has entered the chat.
Yes.
We talked about Harry Styles a lot during the beginning of our podcast.
Only comparable with Leah Michelle.
Only comparable with Leah Michelle. We truly those two had such a grip. Those two had such a grip on us, like early on. And now it's Colleen Ballinger who has a grip on us.
Colleen Ballinger, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about her 3 episodes in a row, Connor.
Yeah. I mean, she's like Diet Leah Michelle, so.
She's Diet Leah Michelle?
Yeah, no.
Diet Leah Michelle.
No, you know what? It goes like this. There's Idina Menzel, there's Idina Menzel Diet, which is Leah Michelle, and then there's Idina Menzel Zero, which is Colleen Ballinger.
Oh my God. On a scale from Colleen Ballinger to Idina Menzel, yes. Where's Leah Michelle?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Okay.
You have some stories that you need to share with us, don't you?
I do. You know what? I should get into them. I did want to talk about Harley Quinn.
Because I need time.
I know. Okay. Maybe if we have time, we'll talk about Harley Quinn later.
Okay.
All right. MrBeast YouTuber Kris Tyson comes out as trans. I'm happy to say I'm a woman. Back in April, the beloved talent revealed that she was undergoing hormone replacement therapy after fans pointed out a change in her appearance. I'm genuinely so glad so many people are learning what HRT is and how it can and has helped so many because of my tweet, she tweeted at the time. I was super nervous to be public about this because always been so private when it comes to this, but seeing this conversations started because of me is amazing.
I'm so sorry. Did you say MrBeast?
Yeah, so she works with MrBeast. She's one of his main
collaborators.
I want to say collaborators, but also she's a part of his crew.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what they meant. But I kind of thought that this was old news though, because I thought she already did come out as trans because there was a story a few months ago about this, and MrBeast had to address it, saying hey, stop saying transphobic shit about my friend.
Oh, that's nice.
Which it is nice, and I will say, I'm not personally a fan. It's actually funny. I'm saying I'm not personally a fan of MrBeast, but can I reveal something here? I actually applied to work for him.
I think you told me that.
I think I did. Yeah, I applied to be one of his editors.
Yeah, okay.
He posted the job on LinkedIn, and I was looking for a job at the time, so I was like,
yeah,
I'm not really a fan, but here we go. So I don't know if I should. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get the job anyway, so it's not like I don't know. If
I think it's better if you're not a fan when you're working for somebody, because then
maybe, but then I don't know. It's. But then I don't know. It's just not fair for people who are both times I've worked on a movie set. I've only worked on a feature-length film set twice in my life, but both times I worked on, I feel like the crew didn't really care about what they were working on. To them, it was just a job.
Yeah.
Which I don't mean to make crew members sound ungrateful, in the midst of, these strikes that are going on right now.
Right, I know what you mean.
But I'm just saying, though, if I was in their position, I would be really passionate about what I'm working on and being like, oh, this is really exciting. I'm working on this thing that people are going to see and it's going to be out there. And
I feel like once you start out doing that, you've got the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed approach to it. But if you've done it
maybe I'm just not experienced enough. But still, it's just that's something I really want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get kind of a little jelly.
I get it.
But I mean, that pretty much is how I felt when I worked on that movie but I can't promote it though. Can I? I can't say what it is. You know what? We'll go. You know what? Let's go back to what we were talking about, MrBeast. Yeah. MrBeast. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of his, but I think this is going to have a huge positive impact on the trans community because he does have such a huge reach, such a huge audience.
Yeah.
And if he, and for him to support his trans friend like this, it's gonna be huge. He's either gonna change some opinions or not, and he might change some opinions.
Yeah. I mean, you can't change the way the world thinks in a day, but he's at least planting the seeds.
Right, exactly. Cool. Okay, so let's move on now to Demi Lovato, another have we talked about them a lot on this?
At least 3 times.
At least 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. Did we talk about the time that they wrote an angry post about a yogurt shop because they had sugar-free options?
Yeah.
We did talk about that. Okay. Anyway, that's not what the story is about. Demi Lovato has revealed that their hit single, Cool for the Summer, helped them come out to their parents.
Oh.
Back in 2015, the Holy Fuck singer took the music world by storm when they released the carefree dance pop record to critical acclaim. While the song received praise for its electronic production and Lovato's powerful vocals, Cool for the Summer was also lauded as a gay anthem due to its LGBTQ inclusive lyrics. At the time of its release, Lovato described the track as representation of where they were headed.
That's very cool. I am a big fan of artists using their art to affect their day-to-day life. Does that make sense?
Well, yes. I think that a lot of artists do that.
I'm always a big fan of like seeing it have a positive effect on them. So I'm very glad that they're able to use that.
Yeah, and how funny that we're talking about the song "Cool for the Summer," because we need this summer to be cool.
I swear to God, it was 92 degrees today, and oh god, the pool was necessary.
Connor, wait? Do you have a pool?
No, the pool party I went to.
Oh, the pool party. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Kevin, I am squarely middle class. I cannot afford a pool.
You did have a pool one time. You did have an above ground pool one time.
I had an inflatable above ground pool.
Okay, but it was a pretty big, but it wasn't like a kiddie pool. Like, that was a pretty big pool.
No, it was a very big pool. You needed a ladder to get inside of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you did have a pool, and I think at the time I didn't. So.
Oh.
I mean, technically, I don't have a pool now. I just have.
This is Kevin just like trying to say, "Eat the rich, Connor first."
Yep. Eat the. Yep, Connor, you're getting the guillotine before me.
Jesus. Anyway.
Actually, wouldn't that be fun? A funny tactic for rich people to do is to just like before like they get like when the revolution inevitably does come for them to just give away all their money to then be like immediately give away all their money and be like, see, I'm not rich anymore. I'm poor, just like you. I'm a poor like you. They're rich right there. That person I gave all my money to, they're rich. Go get them.
That actually sounds like something not entirely unplausible.
It does. Well, except for the fact that most billionaires would rather die than give up their wealth.
Yes.
I mean, we saw what happened to Smaug in The Hobbit, right?
I didn't.
Oh, well, yeah, it doesn't end well for him.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, poor Benedict Cumberbatch, but it's okay. He was a capitalist, so. Speaking of which, remember last week when you asked me if I was a communist or not?
I do, yes.
Okay, yeah, I know we actually had this conversation last night, but I'll repeat it for the pod. So I do not identify as a communist. However, I think that our economy should work like the rules of Mario Kart, in that the closer you are to first place, the less useful items you will get. But the further you are away from first place, the more useful items you'll get. If you're in last place, you're going to get bullet bills, star powers, golden mushrooms, blue shells. But if you're in first place, all you're getting are green shells and bananas because you don't need them. You don't need it. You get green shells and bananas. Like, that's what, it's like, because you don't need anything better than that.
I do like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I think there should be a blue shell that in the form of a huge taxation that goes to whoever's in first place.
And I love the idea of like the bottom of like the lower class being like, I want to tax George Santos. Like they get to choose who pays the taxes.
No, you don't. No, that's the point of the blue. That's the point of the blue shell. You don't get to choose. It's whoever's in first place.
But I want to take money from Lauren Boebert.
But wouldn't you rather take money away from Elon Musk?
Oh God, yes. Oh my God.
See, like you can't, but either way, you don't get to choose. If Elon Musk is no longer the richest man in the world, then it's gonna be someone else, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, there's always going to be the richest person on the planet. It just might change from time to time.
Yeah. Well, maybe not for a long. I'm not inciting anything, I swear to God. But I do think there also should be a cap on how much money a person can
Kevin,
own.
Does this relate to the story?
Sort of. Because, let's face it. It's, it's
TikTok.
CEOs. It's like CEOs and like of corporations that are responsible for why it's so damn hot and why we need Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato to come to life. We got to be cool for the summer. Anyway, I was just saying that there should be a cap on how much money a person can make. If they have like $1 billion, like if they make any more than that, they have to redistribute it, and it has to be towards community services.
That would be nice. This is the episode where you announce you're running for office.
My Mario Kart campaign.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, Pade probably really liked that.
Time to take down the Princess Peaches in this world and redistribute it to the Toads.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Let me move. Well, actually, this next story is actually relevant to my stances on that. So 13 Reasons Why star Tommy Dorfman has revealed that she earned less than $30,000 before taxes and fees for shooting the Netflix show's first season.
Oh, Lord. That's a lot less than I would have thought.
Yes. She's known for portraying Ryan Shaver in the series, and as a member of SAG-AFTRA Actors Union, is currently on strike. My earnings for the entire first season of 13 Reasons Why were $29,533.24 prior to agency and manager fees, 20%, and taxes, Dorfman wrote on Threads July 24th. 8 episodes over 6 months. The 31-year-old continued, I did all the promo and had key art for this show, flew around round trip from NYC to San Francisco for the shoot every episode, was kept for days without pay or working. I barely qualified for insurance.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's like...
The glitz and glamour of Hollywood does not really exist anymore.
I mean, it does, but not for the actual stars, though. I mean, yes, it is for the big stars, like, like your your Robert Downey Jr.'s and
your Leah Michelle's.
Your Leah Michelle's. Well, actually, I don't know. Is Leah Michelle that rich? I don't think she is.
I don't think so. She's doing Broadway.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's such an awful thing to say, but it's like kind of true.
Yeah.
But yeah, people need to, because a lot of people like think that the SAG strikes are dumb because like, oh, all these actors are millionaires. They're just complaining about making more money. And it's like, no, you idiot. This is not about them. This is about like all of the other actors that you see in a movie, the ones that you don't recognize. Like there are people too who have helped contribute to this project that made this company billions of dollars, and yet they're not getting their fair share.
Correct. It's not about the people in the foreground. It's the people behind them.
Yes. And even then, sometimes the people in the foreground, like they don't get paid that much. Like this actor here, this Tommy Dorfman, like they played a main character in this show. And yet like they got barely anything. And this was a huge Netflix show. Like,
yeah,
this is a show that went on for, I think 2 more seasons. There's only 2 more, right?
I believe so. Yeah. It couldn't have gone further than that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm personally not really that big of a fan of the show, but a lot of people were, and it made Netflix a lot of money.
Yes.
So, yeah, it really goes to show how messed up this strike is. And I really appreciate her for, like, actually, like, standing up and, like, telling everyone.
Yeah.
My God. This is a bit of a total whiplash. And might not even be an appropriate transition, but High School Musical's Ryan confirmed to be gay in Disney Plus series.
The closet was glass. Okay, I am so upset that they're like, we confirmed it, he's gay. It's like anybody with 2 eyes can see that.
This is so funny because, well, let me read what it says. Let me read the article first. Let me tell you the story first. After 17 years of speculation, the sexuality of High School Musical character Ryan Evans has finally been confirmed. Played by Lucas Gabriel, the camp theater-obsessed twin brother of gay icon Sharpay, played by Ashley Tisdale, never came out in the original trilogy, although fans and stars of the series have long accepted that he's the G in LGBTQ. In the final season of High School Musical, the series, however, Ryan's queerness becomes canon. A season 4 preview shows the original cast return to East High as themselves to film a 4th film in the franchise. It's all very meta.
Oh, God, a 4th film.
But, like, here's the thing. I don't know. Is this 4th film actually going to be real, or is it just going to be something that they film within the show?
I would think it's going to be something they film within the show, because there's no way they're getting Zac Efron back to do this again.
No, they didn't get Zac Efron back.
Yeah, I didn't
honestly,
so.
they didn't get a lot of the cast members. They didn't get
Ashley Tisdale.
They didn't get Ashley Tisdale. They didn't get
Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens. They didn't get her either. They just got the actors who played Ryan and
I can't remember their names.
What's his name? Corbin Blue's
Ryan
character.
Corbin Blue's character and the other one.
Wait, it's a really easy name. Why do I not remember his name?
Chad.
Yes, Chad. That was his name. Thank you.
Oh,
and they got Coach Bolton back.
Oh yeah, well,
which I like that guy. I really like that guy. He's a good sport, and you know what? He's aged like fine wine.
He's
honestly.
daddy.
He is
oh
daddy.
God.
Coach Bolton is daddy. I mean, he was like, he looked all right back then, but I don't know. There's something about him that's aged like fine wine. I just don't.
Oh God.
Why am I so thirsty for this man?
Yeah, especially when you would never date an older person.
I would date an older person. Are you kidding? Connor, that very handsome gentleman that I spent a lot of money to cut my hair because he is a handsome gentleman. And also he's a good hairstylist. I'm sorry, Kyle, if you're listening. You were a very good hairstylist.
He's not.
It was worth every penny. But like, yeah, but you know, let's face it, the reason I followed this guy in the first place is because, you know, he's a very handsome man. And you know what, Connor? He is 10 years older than me.
Oh God, Kevin, if you manage to marry him, I'll buy you a steak dinner.
Connor, I don't really like steak that much.
I'll buy you dinner.
Why is that all you have to buy? No, buy me another Lego set. Buy me
I bought you a $300 Bowser.
That was 300? Was it really 300?
I bought you a Bowser. I did not mean to say that. I'm so sorry.
I could have. I thought it was only 150.
It doesn't matter.
Which still is a lot. But like, yeah, okay. You know what? You can buy me, Connor. You can buy me that.
You can buy my fist in your face. Sorry, Dumbledore. Go on.
You know what? There's probably going to. I'm like, whatever set I'm asking for now might be discontinued by the time this happens. So,
Kevin, don't ask me for anything. Okay, it's our 1-year anniversary. You get nothing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is the bet. No, I don't. No, Kyle, I don't. If I marry you, it's not going to be because of a bet. I swear.
Oh my God, Kevin.
No, it would never. I would never.
Kevin, we're at 31 minutes.
I know. I'm sorry. I am. This is what happens when you take the THC, kids, and you have ADHD. Or I think I still do. I'm not sure if I do anyway. Anyway, so more than 100 trans men have participated in a campaign retaliating against Miss Italy's ban on trans women competing.
I did see this.
Trans activist Federico Barbarossa launched the campaign with the intention of triggering a reflection on the absurdity that is competitors must be assigned female at birth. We hope that gestures will arouse the media clamor needed to put these issues back at the center, and that other women at birth register en masse for the competition, he told Italian magazine La Repubblica. They would reject me because I'm a boy and I look like a boy, he continued. While if a trans girl registers, she's rejected because she is not considered a woman. What's the point then?
Yeah, no, there's...
Yeah, no. Honestly, trans men are truly the key to just like to dismantling transphobia, because most of them like are targeted towards trans women and about how like, you know, they come up with all these crazy reasons why, you know, like why a man would transition into a woman. But like, you know, when you introduce just the very concept of trans men, it just topples the whole thing down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're so concerned about the way people look and what their genitals are at birth. They're not looking at the people, which I mean,
yeah, it's like you think that somebody becomes a trans woman because they're a man who wants to attack women. It's like, okay, well, what does that make a trans man then? Does that make a trans man a woman who wants to be attacked in a bathroom? Like, what sense does that make?
Yeah, exactly. But that's incredible. I love how they all rose up together to like try and fight the absurdity of it.
Truly, it really is great. And you know what? This is another good story. Michigan bans use of conversion therapy on LGBTQ youth.
I did see this too. Congratulations, Michigan.
Yes, it is, and doing so becoming the 22nd U.S. state to outlaw the harmful practice. As a mom of a member of the community and a proud lifelong ally, I'm grateful that today we're banning the horrific practice of conversion therapy in Michigan. Governor Gretchen Whitmer wrote on Twitter on July 26th. In doing so, we are taking action to take Michigan's a more welcoming, inclusive place. The legislation, which was signed on July 26, defines conversion therapy as any practice of treatment by a mental health professional that seeks to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. Quick question. How do you actually become a mental health professional and be homophobic at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you really think about this, you're going to school, you're spending your money, you're spending your time, your resources to understand the human psyche and understand why a person is the way they are. And that you somehow still come away with this thought of gay people are confused and LGBT people are
and they can be converted
incorrect.
and that they can be converted. Because if you actually studied human psychology, you would know that that's bullshit. Hell, even if you don't, even if you just look at just Google. Look around, it's or actually, I don't know, fucking talk to a gay person.
Yes.
They'll be like, yeah, no, this shit can't be changed, dude.
My favorite argument is when people say being gay is a choice, and I'm like, okay, choose to be gay right now.
Yeah, prove it. Choose to be gay. That's what that episode of American Dad did. Have you ever seen that episode of American Dad?
I don't think so.
Where with the log cabin Republicans.
Oh wait, yes, I did. Yes, Stan chose to be gay for a week.
And he couldn't do it. He couldn't be. He was like, I can't because I guess it's not a choice. And it's a lot of people need to learn that.
Right.
So this last story, but you know what is a choice, or maybe it isn't. I don't know. Troye Sivan is definitely not a bottom. This is something I want to clear up.
What?
Troye Sivan would like to set the record straight, well, not straight per se, about some rumors that have pervaded the internet for the last few years. On a recent episode of Emily Ratajkowski's High Low podcast, Sivan declared once and for all that he is not a bottom, addressing speculation that occurred after releasing his 2018 hit Bloom.
Do we need to know this? Oh, let's have this conversation. Why is being a bottom being considered to be weaker or less than a top?
That's a good question. That is a good fucking question. You know what it is? It's misogyny. It's sexism. Because being the bottom is considered the feminine role, the female role. So therefore they're more disrespected.
Yes. And it's gross. And it's people now, well, at least in the gay community, people call each other bottom as an insult.
Yeah, it's getting better though. It is getting better. There are a lot more proud bottoms and, showing bottom pride and saying hey, you're a bottom, but that's good for you that you're a bottom.
Oh my God. Meanwhile, being a bottom is 20 times the work of being a top. So yeah.
Truly.
Take some time to show your bottom you care today.
Take some time. I can't blame people for thinking that Troye is a bottom after the song Bloom. I mean, you've heard that song, right, Connor?
I mean, just because he's not a bottom doesn't mean he's not verse or a switch or something.
Well, that's what he said. He said that he's verse in the article.
Oh, of course.
And
still, he felt the need to clarify. I'm not a bottom.
I'm not a bottom. I'm not a bottom. That does not sound like him. That's not Australian.
No, it did not. Anyway.
Poor little baby Wolverine. Anyway, so that concludes Sounds Gay, I'm in. The 50th episode. And you know what? I especially wanted there to be all good stories, all fun stories.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that because I don't like being sad anymore.
Okay, I'm
sorry.
I
don't like being sad to be in
I will
general.
Try to lower the sadness.
Well, okay, fair enough. Before we continue on with the hyperfixation, I wanted to ask you going forward, because we did address this last week, but I wanted to bring it up one more time. Our audience knows that I'm going to be taking a small hiatus for about 2 months while you take over the podcast. That's correct, right?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Do you have any idea of what Fruity Cereal is going to look like while we're gone? Do you want to share some insider things of what we can expect while I'm not here?
Yeah, I gonna do Sounds Gay I'm in, and you know, I will I do have hyperfixations myself, and you know, honestly, my mind goes through a lot when I am medicated. So like I tend to go on tangents like I do right here, and I don't know, maybe I'll just do that. I'll just go on tangents. Like I will have a thought process, and then it will go on tangent. It's literally like uh what's his name? Not Brian, James Ryan, John James Johnson. Shit, what's the name of that? The dude who imitates Trump on Saturday Night Live now.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, so, yeah, when he does, like, you know, his Trump impersonations, like, he, like, basically goes through, like, a list of, like, rambles that, like, he gets to, and, like, it's funny because Trump kinda does that too, and not that I wanna compare myself to Trump, but, like, it's just I don't know, it's funny, it's kinda like that.
Okay. But I'm very excited to see what you turn Fruity Cereal into, even though it is...
James Austin Johnson, that was his name, I'm sorry.
Congratulations. While it is temporary,
Thank you.
you are going to be a fantastic host. I'm sure you can do very well. And I'm also looking forward to like the people that you get to be on the podcast with you while I'm not here.
Yeah, I'll see.
You have a lot of people that want to talk with you.
I do?
Yeah, you said you had a couple of people.
Oh, okay.
Was that a lie?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've asked a
I
lot of
have
people,
friends.
and
I
some of them
definitely have friends.
Copyright, Connor. Maybe that should be a soundbite. Copyright.
No.
Anyway, why don't you go into, without further ado, why don't you go into your hyperfixation of the...
Okay, are you ready, Kevin?
You know what? I am ready. What is it?
I'm excited for this one, Kevin. Are you ready to go? Let's go, Kevin.
I'm so confused. What is happening?
I'm excited for this one. Okay. For my 1 year hyperfixation, we couldn't just do a hyperfixation of the week.
Why are you red?
We couldn't just do hyperfixation of the week, Kevin. We had to go deep into this one. This is my hyperfixation of the year, Kevin.
I'm scared.
You should be, Kevin. Today, we are talking about Carrie the musical.
Oh.
I knew that reaction was coming. I knew it.
God damn it. I should have known. I thought you were going to go with... You know what I thought this was going to be? I thought this was going to be our high school musical performances.
Oh, that would have been great. Oh, I should have pulled clips from that. Oh, shit. But it's too late now. No, it's too late now. No, it's too late now.
I know it's too late now, but like...
No, but this is one thing that I have been... Funny. This is something that I've hyperfixated about since before I knew you, since high school. Like, this was something that I'm very knowledgeable about the fact.
I know.
Enough so that I have it tattooed on my body. I had the logo from the Broadway show tattooed on my body, and I was like, I can hyperfixate about this for hours, but I don't have hours. So I want to take some time to like condense it into a thing and explain why I find it so interesting. Maybe encourage some of our audience members to pick up a book and learn something about it themselves, because I think this is one of the most interesting stories out there. So, Kevin, are you ready?
You know what? I am. Let's go. Let's McFrickin' go.
I don't want to spend all day talking about the plot of Carrie, but if you know anything about it, it's about this girl with telekinetic powers who gets bullied at school and abused at home. She discovers she has these powers, and a horrendous trick is played on her, and she has a bucket of pig's blood dumped over her head at the prom. Her powers go haywire, and she kills everybody in the town, and then finally culminates in murdering her mother and dying herself. And that just sounds like the perfect idea for a Broadway musical, don't you think? Does that not just scream jazz hands? Come on.
But not all musicals have to be... Well, not all musicals have to be jazz hands. Phantom of the Opera?
Correct. Absolutely.
Sweeney Todd?
100%. You are using all of the sources that the producers cited when they were pitching this show to the producers and backers.
Okay. Well, they have a point.
They absolutely did. Back in 1984, they pitched this show with the concept of like, this is going to be the Sweeney Todd for kids. This is going to be like the new Phantom of the Opera. We're going to make this the new British mega musical that's going to rival
did you say
Les
Sweeney
Mis.
Todd for kids?
Yes.
Carrie is not for kids. That is
it's for teenagers. It takes place in a high school.
It ain't PG-13.
It definitely isn't, but it is. They tried to make it PG-13 when they adapted this for the stage. 1988 rolls around. Yeah. The show mounts up in London, and you have some like pretty big names in the show. You have Gene Anthony Ray, literally famous from the TV show and movie Fame. He's playing the bad boy boyfriend Billy. You got Barbara Cook, one of the most amazing like recording voices in Broadway history, who had been pulled out of like I think a 15-year retirement to play Carrie's mother. You got a newcomer in Lindsay Haley playing Carrie. You've got Darlene Love playing the gym teacher. Like this was a pretty star-studded cast. The show runs in London and gets, let's say, mixed reviews, whatever. It doesn't really do that great, but they said the next stop is, of course, Broadway. We're not going to let the reviews stop us. We're just going to take the show, move it to Broadway. Kevin, this show runs for exactly 16 previews and 5 performances. Now, what could cause a show to close only 5 performances after opening? Like, why? Like, what are all the contributing factors that make something like this happen? It doesn't just end with bad reviews. It doesn't just end with them saying Carrie's a horror of a musical. Ha. I'm like, it goes a little bit further than that. The producer of the show, Friedrich Kurtz, is a German producer who has had no experience doing American mega musicals before. He just jumped on this because he thought it sounded like a good show. It sounded like a good way to make money. I'm in. He dumps all this money into the show, $8 million, which around 2023, that's equivalent to about $20 million. Like, that's a decent chunk of change to come from one person, right? He dumps all this money into the show. The reviews come out saying Carrie is horrible. It's terrible. It's a garbage show. The producer then decides, you know what? I'm just going to cut my losses and run. He goes into the theater the next day and he says, hey, everybody, I want you all to realize, like, you're a great show. You're a great cast. We're going to keep the show running. We're going to do advertisements. We're going to do like TV spots. We're going to do radio spots. We're going to run the show. It's going to be great. You guys are amazing. I will see you later. Have a good show. He then leaves the theater, gets on a private plane, closes the bank accounts, and flees the country. He literally stole the money and left.
This sounds like something that would happen in like a cartoon.
Yes, 100%. He's a white collar crime. Like, this is kind of equivalent to like Rebecca the musical. Remember when I hyperfixated about that months ago?
This also feels like something that would happen in Succession.
Possibly, I don't know. But we're also talking about
But I do remember Rebecca the musical. I do remember.
That was a fun one. I like that one. But let's also talk about some of like the weird shit that Carrie did, because this wasn't just like, high school on stage. It wasn't like Grease. They instead made it like Grease. Do you get what I did there? Okay, so Grease the show. It wasn't like Grease the show with Sandy and Danny. It was Grease like togas and Aztec staircases.
Okay.
For some bizarre reason.
I get it.
For some bizarre reason, there was this like tonal discourse with the show. Nobody really knew what they were doing. They didn't have like, sets like a gymnasium and like, the White House, not the White House, but like, Carrie's house.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
The set was literally just a plain white box on a stage with wall panels that rotated into mirrors. Carrie's house was just like a bunch of like wooden slats on the floor with like a trap door on it. And the gymnasium where the final like epic scene is supposed to be, it's just mirrors with a shiny disco ball on the floor. Like, the show doesn't really have like a cohesive theme. It does not look like a regular high school. The costumes
the disco ball was on the floor?
It was on the floor.
That's not where it goes. It goes on the ceiling.
That's correct, Kevin. I don't know, and neither did they. But that was like $25,000 that they just decided to plunk on the floor for one scene. That's another story. Never mind. Anyway, in the transition from taking the show from London to Broadway, the star of the one of the stars of the show, Barbara Cook, decided to bow out after an incident with one of the set pieces nearly decapitating her on opening night. the set piece is supposed to, you have a, let's say this is the set piece, this is the wall. It's supposed to, and my finger is Barbara. She's supposed to roll out onto the set piece rotates, and then it leaves her like this. Instead, what it did was it started to rotate, and her chair starts moving, and then clunk, her head hits the set piece.
Wait, so why is she on a moving chair?
Because her character is sitting on a chair like I am now. It's supposed to be moving forward to signify that we're now in Carrie's home instead of the high school. The panel rotates and it shows the old wooden
Why does
slabs.
it rotate that way? Why doesn't it rotate like why does it rotate I don't know if this
I don't know, Kevin. I really don't.
Why did it not rotate horizontally? Like
all valid questions, but
like
we don't
a regular
have the
door.
Answer. We don't have the answer. I'm sorry. But she decided to bow out, and she was replaced with Betty Buckley, Broadway legend and icon, who I happened to see live perform last March, and also got to sign my Carrie playbill. So Carrie the musical, I love this show so much. It's campy. It's scary. It's campy. It's like terrifying. It's high opera. It's trashy drama. You have these amazing scenes with like Carrie and her mother doing like these high opera numbers, like this gorgeous duet about like, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I let you down. And then the very next scene is like, don't waste the moon now that we're in our car and fucking, I don't know. I'm dead serious. It's like a scene in the drive-in with these cardboard car cutouts. Like, and all the actors are like in it behind it. Like, it's absolutely nuts. But then we have to talk about the Pig Slaughter Ballet. Act 2 opens up with a set described only as the pig farm, with a giant hole cut out in the stage with like fake pigs running around, like puppets. The actors are doing these like incredible acrobatic jumps, splits, dives over the pig trough. Jean Anthony Ray is taking what looks to be a medieval sword and is killing a pig in the pit, only to fill up a bucket that's like maybe this full, and then smearing on his face and doing, again, amazing ballet choreography done by Debbie Allen, which, I mean, I would recommend anybody watch the bootleg video of this show. It is on YouTube. You can watch Carrie the Master Cut. It is this show is such a fucking mind trip. But then my personal favorite scene is not the destruction, which the destruction is kind of like a letdown. I'm not going to lie. There's this scene in the original production where Carrie makes her like stuff in her bedroom like float around the room and play with her like it's a fucking magic trick. Like, it's really funny. She's singing a song called I'm Not Alone, and her hairbrush is like floating through the air and brushing her hair, and she's making her shoes do a little tap number on the floor, and her dress is like spinning around on a wire hanger.
So basically the movie becomes Matilda for a second.
It becomes Matilda. It's absolutely Matilda for a minute, and it's so fucking funny. But yeah, the show culminates in Carrie being crowned prom queen. Instead of the elaborately rigged device from the movie with like, pull the cord, Billy, they just run on and plunk a bucket of raspberry topping over Carrie's head. Then she starts freaking out. She does the destruction, which involves her being lifted up on a platform, her throwing her arms out, and then just a bunch of laser beams shoot out of her fucking fingers, and she kills everybody in the prom. The ceiling then descends upon her, and there's this giant Aztec staircase. Phantom of the Opera has the chandelier. Miss Saigon has the helicopter. Carrie had the staircase. The staircase is composed of 39 steps as an homage to that Alfred Hitchcock film. It's like supposed to be this symbolic stairway to heaven, so to speak, because that made all the sense in the world to be attached to the high school. Carrie's mom comes down with like, again, what looks to be a medieval sword, stabs Carrie in the back. Carrie stops her heart, and then the show ends after Carrie dies.
Wait, but isn't there a scene where Carrie walks back from the prom?
No. This one, like the prom, like it literally goes like destruction, and then the staircase descends. Carrie ends up on the staircase, and Margaret kills her right then and there.
Oh, okay. I swear when we saw this show in Long Island. Okay. Well, are we getting to that? Okay.
We're
What about Chris and the And the boyfriend, Billy, is that his name?
Yes, they both die in the prom, like, very unceremoniously.
Oh, they just die in the prom and ceremony.
Yeah, no, in the original 88 version, she just turns the room into a blender. Like, she kills everybody in there except for Sue, who happens to be on the outside. It's actually kind of impressive. But yeah, so the show closed, and after 5 performances, it became known as the Queen of Broadway Flops. It was the show that every other show was compared to. When Diana closed on Broadway, people were saying, is this the Carrie de New Jour? So 2012 rolls around. The original creators are approached to do a reworked version of Carrie, and they actually agree. They said, we can redo it off Broadway in a more intimate setting. We want this done in a high school. We want high school clothing. We want this to be a cohesive plot line. We want this to be the movie, but on stage. And they succeeded. The show became widely known as one of the most performed shows in like colleges, theater camps, sometimes even high schools, like across the country. It's been translated into several languages and is now known as a success story. But I want to talk about the 88 version. What I hold in my hands here is a book by Ken Mandelbaum called 40 Years of Broadway Musical Flops, Not Since Carrie, featuring Lindsay Haitley in full bloody regalia on the front. This was what was known as the Bible for Carrie fans for so many years, because this was the age before internet. There was no like bootleg really available. And if it was, it was
there were no slime tutorials.
Slime tutorials were so hard to come across in the 80s. You had to do some shady shit in order to get your hands on like any sort of recording.
On some slime.
Exactly. So this one became known as the Bible. What I hold in my hands now is the New Testament. Kevin, what I hold in my hands is called Out for Blood, A Cultural History of Carrie the Musical. This was just released a few days ago by Chris Adams, one of the co-hosts of the podcast Out for Blood on the Broadway Podcast Network. If I have interested you even a little bit about this show, it goes so much further with like the craziest fucking anecdotes and stories about the show. Check Out for Blood on the Broadway Podcast Network. Check out the book, because it is a wild ride from start to finish. And I only just barely scraped the surface.
Do you think they should make a movie out of that?
I 100%. I want a Netflix miniseries detailing the creation and like fall of the 88 production.
But do you want a documentary or do you want a biopic?
I want a biopic. I already have the whole thing in my mind. All they have to do is reach out and they've got it for free.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. I would like, so something like kind of like The Disaster Artist.
Yes, actually. Yes. I was thinking more in the vein of like Me and My Shadows, Life with Judy Garland.
Oh,
like tasteful narration over recreations.
Oh, okay. So not like Judy then.
Correct. Judy was its own thing. But yeah, so if I interested you even a little bit, I hope I did, because clearly I like this show well enough.
I mean, it is pretty interesting. It is pretty fascinating that
like there's a reason that there's books written about Carrie and not Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. You know what I mean?
Okay, but there should be books about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark too.
I mean, I think there is, but we're not here to talk about him.
Right. Okay, that's not what we're hyperfixating on.
But that was my hyperfixation of the year. I hope you enjoyed it.
Wow. So like
I'm sweating.
It does feel like there were a lot of decisions, like the creative decisions in this show that just really do not make sense. Like why is she shooting lasers out of her fingers? Why is like, could they not find another way to like pour the blood on her, or like
one of the biggest things about the blood scene was they didn't want to clog her microphone, which is like a technical concern. But we want to be able to hear her.
Right. But like they could. Okay. But here's the thing. When we saw the show on Long Island, they didn't use any like actual liquids. They was just lighting tricks.
That was something that they redid in 2012. They did a bloodless Carrie. They did the lighting tricks. They did all that sort of stuff. And then off stage, they smeared her with stage blood to simulate the
right. That's what they did in that show.
Yes.
So, but why can't they do that just like with a bucket overhead?
I mean, it's up for interpretation. There's a million different ways to do Carrie's scene now. Chris Adams, the author of this book, just did his own production of Carrie. And the way they did the power in that show, they literally created a new character known as the Power. It was a contemporary dancer dressed in like a all black version of Carrie's ensemble, dispatching her classmates in like creative ways. Like there's
okay, that's actually kind of cool.
I know. I want the video of that production, but he's being really stingy with it.
I see. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
There's a million different ways you can do the show. There's no wrong answer now.
Like,
right?
Actually make Carrie's power a person.
Yeah, come on.
Wild. I mean, you could make in some shows like they make dogs people.
Yeah, oh, cats.
Cats, yeah.
Cats.
If cats can be people.
Oh my god. We got to talk about what was that? That fucking roller skating musical Andrew Lloyd Webber did. Starlight Express.
Starlight Express! Starlight Express!
Starlight Express. I fucking hate that show. Oh my god.
Oh, they're trains! They're trains!
They're trains, Kevin.
They're trains!
Trains. Anyway, that's another story. That was my hyperfixation of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. We just hit the hour mark on our 1 year anniversary.
Is that the hyperfixation of the year? Is that the hyperfixation of the decade?
That's the hyperfixation of a lifetime, Kevin.
Of a lifetime. It wasn't a lifetime. There was a time before you knew about this show.
Can we talk about? I remember the day I learned about Carrie the musical. Becca Goldstein told me in the cafeteria of Harborfield High School. I told her, "Hey, the movie Carrie was on last night. It's one of my favorites." And she goes, "Did you know there was a musical?" And I thought she was fucking with me. I was like, "Yeah, no, they would never make Carrie a musical." And she's like, "You have no idea what you're in for."
That is so cool.
I can remember the day I learned about it.
Wow, and Becca Goldstein taught that to you.
Becca fucking Goldstein.
You better thank her. You better thank her for that.
I'm not gonna thank her for shit. She bullied me. Fuck you, Becca. I hope you're having a terrible life.
She bullied you into liking Carrie.
Yeah, essentially.
Or, well, not Carrie, but finding out about Carrie the musical.
Yes.
I mean, on the one hand, this is like, did she give you a gift or a curse?
Yeah, I mean, really. Speaking of which, Mug of the Day is from the 2012 version of Carrie I saw.
Yay!
Yay! And we wrapped it all up nice and neat.
Nice. And before we go, Connor, can we talk about Harley Quinn for a second?
We can, but I only saw the first episode.
Okay, good. I've only seen the first two. All right, so okay, so we've both seen the first episode.
Yes.
All right, so I think it's kind of interesting, Harley and Ivy's dynamic, because I told you this last night, but like I think it's pretty interesting because they're two comic book characters who are villains who were redeemed for very different reasons, and they're basically the two types of villains that get redeemed. You have one villain that gets redeemed because they're just so popular that readers want to see them in their own series where they're the hero. And the other reason is that the political climate has changed so much that you can't depict this character as being wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, guess which one is which?
I was just hyperfixating on Nightwing's ass. Like, we got a nice
yes, but that's not news. That's yes, Nightwing does have the delicious booty, but that ain't news. If you're a fan, if you're a true fan, you know that ain't news.
Yeah, I know, but now it's bare butt.
We did see the bare butt. That's true. Oh my gosh.
Yes, cartoon booty.
Cartoon booty. Yes, booty.
That being said, I think we should sign off, Kevin.
Well, wait. Well, one more thing. I just want to say that it's kind of funny because the Marvel equivalent of Harley and Ivy are actually Venom and Bane. Not Venom and Bane. I'm sorry. Venom and Magneto. Why did I say Bane? Oh my god. You know what? It's because Bane and Venom are often associated with each other. But anyway, but Venom and Magneto are like those two villains. You have Venom, who like was so popular that they gave him his own thing, and then Magneto, who's like at this point, it's like you can't say that this guy's wrong.
Yeah, true. I do like that.
Yeah, and honestly, we need Poison Ivy right now. We need her.
God, yes.
Like, it is too damn hot. We need you, Poison Ivy. We need you to, like... I'm not going to advocate anything, but do what you got to do.
That being said, Kevin, are we done?
Well, did you want to say anything about Harley Quinn? I mean, other than
just like Nightwing's ass was all I wanted to bring to the table.
Since when are you into men like that? You constantly shame me for being like that. If I had said that about Nightwing's ass, you would have been like, Kevin, you're disgusting.
Yeah, because that's the type of person, that's the kind of dynamic we got going
okay.
on.
One more thing before we sign off.
Kevin,
Remember 2 weeks ago? I know, I'm sorry, but let me just get through this really quickly. Remember 2 weeks ago when you asked me what I was when we were talking about the Troye Sivan music video, and I was like, I'm too old to be a twink, and you're like, well, then what are you?
Yes.
You know what I am, Connor? I'm a fucking gremlin.
Ew.
That is what I identify as. I am a gremlin. I am small. I am feisty. I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but guess what? You know what? Love me or hate me, I'm here, bitch.
That's just an anthem for gay people.
So be it.
Great. Now we're the gremlins.
Well, yep. Yep, we are the gremlins, Connor.
Oh, God.
Don't feed us after midnight.
Thank you so much for joining us on this fabulous Fruity Monday. As a quick reminder, this is my final episode for 2 months. I will be joining us back in October. October, just in time for us to do Halloween Horror Nights and get back for spooky season.
Get back to Halloween.
Kevin will be taking over as the primary host from now until then. So you're going to have a nice long time to get real good and acquainted with him.
Yep.
I guess for my final sign off, I just want to say thank you guys for one fabulous fruity year. I want to thank you. I want to thank the Empty the Bench podcast team for making it possible for us to make this show and give us a space to record and upload and do all that good stuff. I want to thank Nick for being a fabulous moderator, for constantly being there, doing the hard work behind the scenes, giving us all the notes for the stuff that we forget.
Yeah, telling us things when we forget.
Exactly. And I want to thank Kevin for being an amazing co-host, because he made this all worth it.
You're welcome, Connor. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, Connor. Thank you for contrasting my energies, but also complimenting them.
Sure. All right. If you are interested in following Fruity Cereal, you can do so across all social media. At Fruity Cereal, fruity like the fruit, cereal like the number. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X now.
I'm not calling it that. It's fucking Twitter.
As long as Elon Musk is not respecting his trans daughter's pronouns, I will not be respecting this company's name change. It's fucking Twitter.
It's fucking Twitter, bitch.
That's another story. If you would like to watch the Fruity Cereal on its video format, you can do so at youtube.com/ETB Network. Otherwise, our audio format is wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Acast.
And make sure wherever you're watching or listening, make sure to like it or rate it, whatever the option is, and leave a comment, please. Like, literally say anything. Say booty pop. I don't freaking know.
No, you don't. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so at Connor K. Fitz 92.
Oh, oops.
I forgot my own social media handle.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. That's why I cut you off. Okay, so you can follow me anywhere at It's Kevin O'Lear. That's ITSKEVINOLEAR.
Fantastic. Kevin, thank you so much for a wonderful year.
Thank you for this beautiful, blessed year.
Thank you for the food on our table, the air in our lungs.
Thank you, Lord, for...
I'm not thanking him for anything.
Okay, thank you. No, not him, Lord, like LUO.
Thank you. We'll never be royals.
Yeah, thank you for
I am Lord.
Thank you for green light.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. And Kevin, we'll see you next week on Monday at 7 p.m. on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.